back at it to Screaming Go. Everybody's been talking about the playoffs and what needs to be changed, how they can change it, and all the gimmicks that are going on inside with the playoffs. Well, so I have a few ideas. They're kind of boring. Most people might not like them, but I think they should just go back to the old point system. Just use the 40 points how they do it now, 36, whatever it is, 1 point per position. Still have stages. You can still get points in stages. I would love to see the 1 point for leading a lap and 5 points for leading the most laps though in a race. Make that still competitive and such. And the reasons why is I think the old point system, it's the right way to crown a champion. You can't argue it. Is it boring some years? Yes, but that's what makes it spectacular when it is exciting, like the 2002 season. You had Tony Stewart win the championship. You had Mark Martin 36 points back, which ain't much back then. You had Kurt Busch, which was 159 points back, which mathematically still in it. And Jeff Gordon 193, which I think he was out, but he could have, got up to third. And you have all the other points in the race to battle for and whatnot. So I think it's really exciting. You had the 2001, Jeff Gordon just kicked ass, plain and simple. He won 6 times, 18 top 5s, 24 top 10s, and had an average of 11th place finish. So just kicked butt. Then you go back to 2000, Bobby Labonte kicked butt too. 4 wins, 19 top 5s, 24 top 10s again, and an average finish of 7.4. That's impressive. And I think it'd be more, we won't have these drawn out where guys win a championship all the time, a race or two just because how competitive this car is. Everybody's driving pretty much roughly the same equipment other than the manufacturer and whatnot. So I think we'll see a lot of close battles. I really think we would have seen one out of Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Tyler Reddick for the championship this year. I think those 3 guys would have been racing all the way up to the very end. Especially the way Kyle Larson, he missed a race. That made it more exciting. And even if he didn't miss a race, he had a few bad finishes there. I think let the pressure get to these guys of racing a full season. And so we'll skip a few years of Dale Jarrett butt whooping again, and a few other guys, and let's go to, what year was that? 1996. I am actually currently trying to rewatch this season because it is very interesting to me, going back, doing a little bit of research for this video. Terry Labonte, Bobby Labonte's brother, won the he won the championship, and I believe it was Jeff Gordon. He was 37 points back. Well, Terry won the championship with 2 wins, 21 top 5s, 24 top 10s. And Jeff Gordon finished second and only lost by 37 points. He had 10 wins, so it was just a kick-ass season for him. 21 top 5s and 24 top 10s. Hang on one second, I'm getting a phone call. So just man, they must have been going neck to neck. I've gotten partially through the Daytona 500 of that season, and Jeff Gordon wasn't looking too good. He got tapped and hit the wall. So I'll be probably just making videos just going over each race of that season if you guys would like to follow along, kind of something to do during the off season. And I got nothing but time, so might as well go do race reviews of 1996 if you guys would like to follow along. I'll start posting those. But yeah, and then because we know TV ratings and the TV, they want a long, they want drama at the end of the season, right? And sometimes the OG point championship whatever you want to call it these days, the OG way of crowning a champion isn't always exciting. So then you just revert back to what Denny offered. I think it was earlier this year or maybe last year. It was that Sweet 16 where you line up, like maybe your lineup number 1 seed with 16 seed, 2 seed with 15, and so on and so forth. Have a 10 race at the very end for like $1 million, $5 million. Give the drivers a little bonus if they win, all the way down to, maybe $250,000 for the 16 seed. So then now, not only will you have the drama of the champion, and if that fiddles out to where we crown a champion 2-3 races early, so be it. We still got the Sweet 16 racing for $5-10 million, whatever NASCAR wants to throw out there for the teams and drivers, and that's also going to help do it in the trucks, do it in the nationwide. That way it helps make it to where the teams are making more money, and paid drivers. You got to get rid of paid drivers, and not saying you got to get rid of them. Of course, there's some great ones. Tyler Reddick comes from a little bit of money, I believe. Great paid drivers, but I think there are still some of those drivers that they just never get a look at because they don't have the funds. They can't sell themselves to a sponsor. They just don't know the right person to get into a good ride to make a name for themselves. So in this way, more money going around with already a car that is made by NASCAR, in a sense. It's just put together by the teams. This way too, the teams are going to be more competitive because there's only so many ways you can go about it. I would love to see also, just if you made it this long, I would like to see more of the crew members of set teams knowing who they are. Like when you click on a driver or a team car on the NASCAR website, you're getting to see the engineer for that team. You're getting to see the crew chief, the spotter, every crew member, in-house. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. In-house. And back at the shop, NASCAR wants to be like the NFL and all these other sports, and what really draws a lot of people in is knowing who's on offense, who's on defense, who's at defensive line, offensive line. And when you don't know who these people are behind the scenes, and that way too, you can kind of in a sense regulate how many employees you see where I'm getting at. Kind of make it a 50-man team or 40, whatever the magical number. That way teams can possibly save money on people, or get to see trades going on through the year and such. Because I know they're always talking about a spending cap. Now I think personally, I don't want to see a spending cap to say, but I think it would be a great idea if NASCAR and teams open their butts up in-house. We don't need to see that stuff in-house. But going down a rabbit hole with that one, but or at least what is it? Football does this thing where you the Dolphins were on it last season. It's the pretty much you get to see the behind the scenes of the football team every year. I would like to see some more of a behind the scenes of each team. Maybe Netflix could pick it up. Amazon Prime might be able to pick it up. At least, cover the top 10 teams or something like that. Yeah, even the backmarker teams too, because it's just interesting. I would love to see what the Wood Brothers got going on next year. The 7 team. It just interesting. I think the way to grab your fans and bring them more in-house is by opening up your doors and letting fans see more in-house stuff. So then your fans can, I don't know what to do with my hands. So then your fans know they can put a name with a face and enjoy those those wins, not smaller wins, but wins more often, like the Wood Brothers win and things like that. So that's just some of my ideals for this off season that it would be awesome if they could go through and work on. Let me know what you think about the championship ideal I have. Kind of taking a little bit of Denny's ideal to spice things up at the end of the year just in case. Just do it, but that way you got two things to talk about, and it's not so gimmicky at the end of the year. Also, I don't like what I saw at Martinsville. Just bad deal. It's bad for the sport. I don't like the fact that all the Chevys are working together, all the Fords are working together, and all the Toyotas are working together. That's going to be a whole nother video, which I'll just make it right after this one. Alright, later y'all. It's actually going to be like a short or something. It's going to be a short video.